Good evening. This is the video newsletter for Buy Sell Short for Thursday, April 12th. We're starting off here with the Dow 15-minute chart, and you can see the market was able to pull back from the edge of the precipice. It was doom and gloom, the end of the world 2 days ago, and just like that, we find ourselves up 300 points or so, all the way back to the breakdown we saw at the 13K level. And as you can see, we just continue to flip in and out of bearish rising wedges and back into bullish falling wedges. And right now we are a tad bit overbought, needless to say, after a 300-point move, 180 today. And we're hitting some resistance levels. We get a better idea on the Dow daily chart. You recall on Tuesday when I was talking about the breakdown, we were seeing that we needed to see a bounce back up towards the 50-day moving average to get comfortable again on the market. And here we are 2 days later, back touching the 50-day moving average, essentially on the close, that 13K level. Now, we could see some easing here tomorrow. That would both be healthy and not really something to concern ourselves. The level we are going to get worried about is if we were to break through that previous support down there at the 12,700 area. RSI trying to break up through 50. Stochastics is exactly where we like to see it on the market, and we're starting to see things spread out. Apple has actually continued to be weak, which I view as a great thing because we need the volume to come out of that thing and spread to other stocks. And what may help is Google's news after hours. Stock is up $30 on its earnings report, but they're announcing a quasi stock split, and that may bring the funds in there and ease any pressure we would see from any sort of dip that may come in Apple. So I would view that as a good thing. Russell, almost an identical chart as the Dow. I mean, the small caps were decimated over the last week. I mean, we saw a 50-point drop on the Russell over the course of 5 days. Big bounce back over the last 2 days, back above the 800 level. Downtrend line is up there. 820 is where it starts to get interesting. And, one of the problems we face in this market right now, and let me pull up a chart to give you an example. SMSI, one of the stocks that's on the pop scan going into tomorrow. But you see the chart set up here. You recall last week the pop scan got down way, way low, a 10 and under reading. And as I've said, over the last few years, whenever we got readings under 10, it meant there was really no trades in this market and that we were in the midst or very close to having a sell-off and to get ready for a bounce back. Well, pop scan today, huge rebound on that, spike back over 100, excellent sign. But the problem we face right now, and the problem we usually face after the kind of sell-off we had in the market, is these are the setups you're going to see on a lot of charts. Swoosh down, bottoming action, and then a bounce. Now, some stocks will continue to rebound nicely up and, recover all their losses. Some will bounce around and do nothing. And, I looked at so many charts tonight, and they're almost all identical. And it's almost one of those things, you throw a dart, but when you throw the dart, you may hit one that bounces, you may hit one that lags. That is the problem right now. So what we're probably going to end up doing is missing some of these bouncers. And, there might be a stock like, case in point, HILL, that may slowly, on low volume, make its way all the way back to $1.60. Just like that, you're going to look at it and go, damn it, why didn't I buy? Because you're also going to have a stock that you could have bought that just flatlines over the next few days. So just, I'm just throwing that out there to be prepared. We're going to try a lot of stocks, especially if this market holds up. Do not expect every one of them to make a big bounce. There will be ones that will bounce. There will be ones that don't. It's almost one of those shotgun approaches on a bounce back. And when we're at this stage of a possible bounce back after a market sell-off, and granted, it is funny to consider a 5-day drop in the market a sell-off, but that's how it's been this year. But when you have that kind of drop, It's almost, a dice roll on whether the stock is going to bounce now or bounce later. They will all eventually bounce, but which ones are going to bounce right now and which ones are going to bounce later. That's why we end up, sometimes I take the approach of buying a half position on a lot of stocks with pretty tight stops. Usually the stops I use would be the lows we saw a day ago. So case in point, if I was swinging SMSI today and I jumped into this one at $1.70, my stops would be the 165 low. I would keep them pretty tight and, ride it on the bounce higher. But anyway, let's jump into some stock plays. REN Monster. This has been a fat winner for us over the last few days on our swing setup. Just like we scored on Amazon last month, we're scoring big time on RENN. Almost broke through that 7 level. Remember, 750 was our target objective on the symmetrical triangle breakout. Please make sure you have booked some gains on this run. I would say at least book half gains right now, and you can add to it on dips. If it doesn't dip, you still got a half gain to ride ever higher. Support right now, 650 if you are trailing your stops without booking any gains, just to see how high it can go. Social media stocks woke up in a big way today, and we got some very, very nice scalp plays going on that theme. One of our big runners today, LIVE, stock has teeny float. Now, there's a couple of themes going on right now. We've had fantastic action in the China stocks. We scored huge on some of the shippers over the last couple of days. China, shippers, social media, low floats. One common theme with all the big runners over the last few days is their floats are smaller than usual. And it's been a long time since I saw this kind of momentum. We're having sector and float momentum across multiple sectors, which is really nice to see in small caps. LIVE, social media play, 265K float. This is a stock, as you can see, that likes to go on monster runs. We jumped into this one today, 420. Target is 550, hit 515 on very nice volume late in the day, so they could be coiling this one for a gap pop tomorrow. And if volume really comes into this one, we could see some crazy moves like we saw on our SHIP play, 33%. There was CLNT. What did that run? 300% from when we first call it. So LIVE, same sort of potential. Web Methods. Low volume play. Love the setup here. Almost broke out going into the close. 110 sets this baby free. And this 140 area could be seen very, very quickly. Facebook play. They have a lot of social media websites. One of their sites, InsideFacebook.com, gets a lot of hits. Definitely should be a mover over the next few days. This chart is ripe for a big move. I would be accumulating this one 110 and under, although I think this one busts out to the upside tomorrow. Okay, PLPE or PLPE. You will rarely, if ever, maybe once or twice a year, see me post or even buy an over the OTC stock. PLPE, Mr. Bill in chat brought it to our attention today. Like the setup on this one. This was a big runner on the last Facebook hype back in February. And last year when the Facebook plays really started taking off, there was multiple promotions on this stock in the 50 to 75 cent area. But a nice breakout on this one today at 9 cents. 200-day moving average 50 cents. And I believe this was a paid promotion from back in February on that hype up to 24. So we've got some nice potential upside on this gamble play. 6 cents, so we've got 3 cents downside and 14 cents upside. I like the risk reward. I rarely play OTC stocks, but this chart could be one that could reward us very well over the next few days. So definitely one to keep an eye on. Nice breakout on it today, and just a nice Facebook play for us in the near term. FFN. Fat winner for us today in the chat room. We jumped into this one, 111, 112. What's funny is the target I was looking at over the next couple of days was that 20-day exponential up there at 139. And in my mind, I thought it might take a day or two to get there. It took about 15 minutes for this stock to spike 20% for us. I would continue to monitor this one. Got bashed by Standard & Poor's, but, you know, these Facebook plays are really starting to heat up. This 145, 150 level could be the next breakout on it, or any dips under the 120 level. Again, these Facebook plays are going to be in play, really, until the IPO next month. They say May 17th through 24, there's going to be ups and downs in these stocks, which is great for traders. Last 4 days since the AOL patent sale, OPWV, look at this move. 70-cent move almost over the last 3 days. Our other play off of this is PRKR. Nice breakout move yesterday. Looked awesome today. Got a little shakeout going into the close, but there is no reason why this stock should not make a run on $1.50. This looks very attractive, 120 and under, with $1.10 stops. I would look for a bounce back on this one tomorrow. I like the setup here. If we look at 1 year chart here, you can see this was a big breakout move we have going on here. Nice little flag breakout. I suspect we're going to see a similar move to what we saw in OPWV. And remember, PRKR is suing Qualcomm, so over patent violations. Just like OPWV, this is a patent play. And I expect the volume to really start to pick up here. I would look for a bounce back in this one tomorrow. WaveX, really disappointing. You know, I wish I'd held off on the alert on this one, just because right after I sent it out, the market started tanking 2 days ago. But it's been holding up well here. Continue to watch this one closely. The thing with WaveX is when it starts to move, it moves big. So definitely keep an eye on it. Probably going to take a break of the 8-day moving average at 162 on volume to get it going. So, you know, we were a little bit early on this one. If you got stopped out on it, you can rebuy it on a volume spike above 162. If you're still in it, you can give a little bit more rope to that 150 level. Really, really cheap tech play, in my opinion. And, you know, this is the kind of stock that you could look back on in a few days and go, why the hell did I not buy it at $1.55? So we were a little bit early on it, but still looks very, very attractive. If you got stopped out of it, definitely keep a strong watch in it for a rebuy. So that's it for the video tonight. I love the setup we have on WebMethods, WEBM. I think this one should be rocking and rolling tomorrow. So definitely keep an eye on this one. Love the setup here. Facebook angle, low volume player, any sort of volume spike on this one, and we're off to the races. I like this setup. This should be a very nice swing over the next couple of weeks. That's it for the video. If you've got any questions, if I didn't go over any plays, you know, shoot me an email, feedback, buysellshort.com or .net, or hit me up in the chat room tomorrow. And that's it. I'll see you guys in there tomorrow. Good night.